Um, the phrase that came to me was love wins. And my symbol today was a sparkling, multifaceted diamond. Not usually being a diamond person, I will enjoy this.
Beautiful. Oh, that's great, Evie.
So my experience was quite interesting. It was this future, it was like a village with everybody kind of seemed to be in white and cream, and it was very monastic, and everybody was wearing like robes, and very quiet, very prayerful. And then I had the thought of like, where's the life? Where's the color? And all of a sudden, in the center of the village was this beautiful garden, and all of life was happening. There were children and flowers and color, and it was like a marketplace there. So it was like this exterior of really meditative, and then this interior of where life was happening. And I know I'll need to meditate some more on that. But it was such a sense of joy. So there was this outer calm and this inner vibrant, joyful life. And the word was joy. It was absolute. Everybody was respectful and having fun and playing and cooperating. And the symbol was it was a turquoise kind of 4-leafed knot that intertwined. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure I'll experience more of what it is.
Great, great.
So at first I was waiting, and I wasn't going anywhere. And then all of a sudden I thought, well, all right, am I not supposed to go anywhere? Am I supposed to stay in the now? And but then all of a sudden I was projected out. And so I don't know if I was in the future or if I was just looking down at, I think in the future of what was possible or what was happening. And in one of the time travels with a different group that Sharon has, I had time traveled into the future, and I had seen individuals that were popping up that were sending light out of the top of their head. And this light was going up and connecting with others that were popping up across the globe. And there wasn't very many of them, but they were tapping into their God consciousness, and they were creating a grid. And that grid fell just below the bigger grid that we're all attached to. And I saw across the globe more and more people waking up to their God consciousness. And so I was shown this again this time. But what I was shown is, instead of the creation of the grid, that the grid was actually done, that the new grid was done. And in my time travel, what happened, sorry about my dog fighting with my cat. There's the cat and the dog. Okay, so the grid that the people that were tapping into God consciousness did, when it was going, what would happen is it would then tip and turn on a different axis to the regular world. And so what was happening is it was separating itself from the norm. Hey, so sorry. So what I was shown this time is I was shown that the grid was done, the sacred geometry was complete, and that the severing from the ways of the old was happening. So if the usual went this way, the new was going this way, and severing. And so I saw that that was done, and it was just beautiful. So what I came away from that was the grid, the circular grid, which I think resembles a whole lot of like the almost a flower of life, but three-dimensional form. And the and that the word that I came back with was God consciousness.
Good. Really nice. Really nice.
I got to ride a beautiful rainbow from last time. It was like going down this big, huge slide, but it was all rainbow color. So I was kind of excited. I thought I was going someplace like really amazing. Then I landed on a path, like a walking path. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Where's the rainbow? Where am I? And they showed me that I was on a bridge between, not too far in the future. I think we're in between time, kind of. And this beautiful being was there holding this bag of crystals. And she explained to me that I needed to start seeding the path with these crystals. She said, it's time for people to start following this seeding.
Mm.
And then when I got to a certain point, I had to stop because there was this beautiful circle and it had sacred geometry in the center of the circle. And it was like a resting place for people. So they'll travel so far along the path, but then they'll need time to integrate, they said. So this circle of energy is in place and it has sacred geometry in it. And everyone gets to reintegrate, readjust to the next part of their path. So they kept saying that there's lots of seeding going on, lots of amazing work around the world, but it's time to get moving.
Mm.
So we need to get going. And then I asked, well, where does the path lead once we travel this bridge, this pathway? And then they showed me a big, beautiful city of lights where there were healing beds or healing ports where you could go or stand under the rays or go lay down in these beautiful healing beds, and they would rebalance you and re-energize you. And if there was anything on any level that needed to be done at these beautiful light beds or these channel, it's like taking a shower, but with these amazing rays. And so I asked for a symbol to bring back so I could, keep working and keep seeding the pathway. And they had me draw a star, and I kept drawing a circle around it and circle around it. And I asked, well, what was the meaning? And they just simply said star seed.
Oh.
So, oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was very, very distracted. My husband is working from home and he's in his office and I can hear every single word that he's saying. So I started out with that. And then I also had an expectation that I was going back to the beautiful place that I was last week when we did this, which was not a very bright idea. So finally, when I got my act together, I did go into the future and it was gray and fuzzy. And I was like, I'm making this up just so I have something to bring back and save the group. And I heard, no, this is what you're supposed to see. Clean it up. So I was on a path through trees that my mind decided to make into redwoods, lots of big, huge trunks with the branching up at the top. And it was a curvy path. And I kept looking at it and I asked, is this right? And then I saw myself from the back on the path and walking along it. And what I came back with was the word come and a sense of anticipation and a sense of discovery, and that there's something just around the corner, but I'm going to have to put in the effort to get there and work toward it, but it's mine and it's there to bring back. And meanwhile, you can hear my husband in the background, right? So,
Not as much as you can, Arlie.
yeah. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Thanks, Arlie. Good job.
Okay, well, I started traveling with all my guides and found myself stopping, like looking down on a big city with skyscrapers and all kinds of it was at night and all kinds of lights, and it was just alive with lights and energy and then I don't know if somebody wasn't muted or whatever, you know, that I got interrupted by a phone call and somebody talking, and that took me totally out of there. And I was trying to get back to that, but I couldn't get back to that. But what all of a sudden I was with someone, I don't know, there were a few of us were baking bread.
Hmm.
And so I figured, okay, that's where I'm supposed to be. There was a reason for the interruption. And then I asked for what the symbol I should take back. And they said, this is a symbol. The bread is the symbol. And I got the word alive and life, and bread signifying life. So that's what I brought back.
Very good, Lynn. Really good. Okay. Sheila, you're now unmuted.
Okay. Thanks again, guys. Wonderful joining you. And mine was short and sweet, and I just bask in it while I'm there. And it was clearly a magnificent white horse. But the feeling was amazing power that was filled with warmth, fullness, richness, and complete. So that's more of just what a feeling of what I get, and then I just sit in that, and it's wonderful. So thank you. And that's it.
Was your horse your symbol too, Sheila?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
The white horse.
So what I got, they said we're taking you 10 years into the future. So 10 years into the future, and there was just women of all ages, like busy and talking and excited, not confused. They said they're newly excited. That there are a few that are settling into a calm, a rhythm, but most are excited. They're laughing. They've been lifted out of what's been despair from violence. They're just tears of joy and appreciation. And I ask, you know, what is this all about? And they said, it was like meet and greet, like we're doing here, only just people on the ground and anywhere, like embracing and knowing and meeting and creating and knowing they can create and knowing they're free. It was just really fun to watch them. And they said, they said, build for this expansive explosion. Be ready for it. And I said, how much time do we have? They said, in the next 5 years. You'll have 5 years to build foundations, to put in place projects, to get networks in place that are solid enough that then this explosion can begin to happen. So I said, okay, what's the symbol? And Margie, you'll laugh. They said, it's Angel Moroni and his trumpet. And I said, I'm not going to have that as my symbol. I'm sorry, I'm not. angel Moroni and the trumpet. I said, no, I'm not going to have that as my symbol. They said, okay, well, here's a pocket watch. You can use the pocket watch. And I said, I'll take the pocket watch. And I said, what's the words that are good? And they said, hives, beehives, relief, moving to excited gratitude, moving to communities of calm and respect. So that's what I got.
Sharon, are you aware that in the earthquake that Angel Moroni lost his trumpet?
Totally aware of that. No mistake. I got that one right on. Right, Cinda? Thank you. So everybody get your crystal, because you may have already programmed it, but I haven't programmed mine. I've got to grab mine from over here. And then, so in this space, it's like such, such colors, such visions. It's like, what one, so good to be together with you. So just take a moment with your team, program your crystal, and bless it and seal it. And then this week, in the guardian circles, we make a commitment to 5 minutes every day to energize those protective guardian spaces. And I don't know if we made a similar suggestion last week of how to interact, but that's a suggestion. You will know how to interact with your crystal, with your words, with your symbol, and your guides. But we are holding the codes and pulling humanity forward. We are really pulling humanity forward to these end results. So I'm so grateful to be with you. So I think we all ought to unmute, totally unmute, so that anything you want to say, take turns saying it, and then we'll hug. And so if you want to say something individually, pop up and say it.